That's what you're working for really every week is can you be consistent within a game, and every game's going to be different from who you're playing and the physicality and what your lineup is and those things. And so, just proud of how our guys responded after the Arizona State game. Every game, it's probably little things, and after the Arizona State game, our big focus is finish. You're moving the ball, but reality is you have to score. And so, at least this last game we were 4 out of 5 in the red zone, and we're able to finish drives, and I think that's the biggest part of it is just finishing the drive. It did. You could tell the energy after that drive, and I think we went like 11 plays in about a minute and 20. And so guys just made plays in space. They broke tackles. We protected well, and Brian threw the ball well. I think the concept sort of took Brian there, and then they ended up bringing pressure, and so you end up having guys win just through their release and did a good job releasing and getting separation, so we're able to at least get some catch and runs. Yeah, they're accustomed to it, and it's just the installation of it from all spring. It's what they do. Even you're out here at practice, and there's just no huddle, and it's a communication of guys seeing signals and lining up and playing fast. And I do think it helps them understand big picture football a little bit conceptually, not just memorizing here's what I have to do, but understanding what the other guys are doing. And I think that helps them. Both of us know how each other thinks, so during the game you're able to say, hey, what do you think of this, and just talking back and forth. But he just has a good understanding and feel where to go with the football. You know what his attributes are and what his strengths are, and there's a comfort level in certain concepts that he likes, and so he's done a nice job of really reading through the progression, being consistent with throwing the ball and getting the ball out quick.
What builds that consistency game to game now?
An experienced quarterback. Being his third year, it's not his first year playing, and that's where you just look at offense in general. Is there growth each week? That's our goal, and that's really the reality of the season. You got to continue to improve through the phase in the course of the season, and that's the same with him as a quarterback, with comfort in what he's doing, his performance, and so he's done obviously a very good job. You see comfort, on the sideline, demeanor, decision making, throwing the ball accurately. He's standing in the pocket with confidence, and he's got receivers on the perimeter making plays for him too. Like I said earlier, maybe in fall camp when we're talking, it's hard to play 4 different guys. Elijah sort of put himself up there and running the ball well. He makes plays in space, making guys miss and positive yardage. And Anthony has been out the last couple weeks getting himself back in, and so we're trying to see what he can do.
The opening drives, 3 touchdowns in 4 games on your opener, and you guys only had 1 all of last year. So losing the coin flip has not hurt you guys. What's there to say about the way you guys have been able to come out with the scripted first series like Market said on Saturday?
And that's like most people do, you script it as you go, but I think it's getting guys in a rhythm early, and biggest thing is can you get favorable third downs in those situations, and we made some big third downs really in all those drives. And so I think it's a great, our guys focus and understanding of what's coming up, and they're ready to go at the beginning of the game. Yeah, part of it is you're feeling, at least sensing the physicality and how guys are blocking up front, and so you got to take advantage of that, be able to finish teams in the second half, and you have to establish a line of scrimmage, and that's what we're trying to do.
The offensive line talked about that a few minutes ago. Did I see some double team movement in some of those run plays early in the game? Allen, especially Allen and Campbell getting some movement on some of those, whereas last year it was kind of hard to get some of that movement up front. You're starting to see some traction there?
Yeah, that's what you saw more of that this week. They played well coming off the ball and just creating leverage and staying on combo blocks, and did really a nice job up front. That's what you're seeing growth each week, really in all the position groups, but it's neat to be able to see the offensive line move in that direction.
The tight end, you're using that a lot more this year also, even with Dotson being out last weekend. Can you explain why that's been open? Some of those delayed routes 2 weeks ago, Arizona State were also there.
There's stuff structurally that's there, but sometimes it's just a read that takes the QB there, and so that's what you're trying to get, at least the ball to the playmakers, and it can be tight ends or running backs or receivers.
Is the wide receiver group, the numbers that you're using, is that ideal? Because there are some that have played in the past that aren't getting on the field yet, like Nelson and Chambers. Are they not ready to play, or it's a smaller wide receiver group? Is that by design, or is kind of the way it's been?
It's kind of the way it's played itself out right now. That group's playing well, and so you're trying to roll guys in to keep them fresh for a long season. But the first group's playing pretty well.
I guess kind of along those lines, Brad, I was curious too. Even when you're in spread formations, you're using 2 tight ends a lot. One of those guys might not be attached and be out there, but as opposed to using 3 or 4 wideouts, you got 2 with 2 tight ends. I guess just curious what your preference is there, and what benefits you get from having the tight ends out there, one attached, one split too, as opposed to just throwing all your wideouts. Going deeper into your wideouts. I guess, does that make sense?
We have tight ends that have the ability to play, and so there's just different things structurally you can do with 2 tight ends, being able to move them around, run the football, also play action pass, and just being able to put guys in space a little bit.
And I guess not subbing and going tempo like we talked about.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
What have you
Thank
seen
you.
from Daryl Stewart this year? I think he's top 10 in yards and receptions. What have you seen from him, and have you tried to work to get the ball to him a little bit more this year than the past? And how's it going?
Part of that I think is Brian getting in the ball.
Yep.
You know, he knows that Daryl's playing well, and Daryl's competing for the football and playing very well and doing well with run after catch. And I think his knowledge, his comfort level, is where you just see growth through his really his career here, and you're seeing him excel right now.